Good morning, everyone. Give me a minute and we'll get started. Takes a little bit of time for it to come up in my feed. Hey, Tina. Nice to have you with me, girl. I tell you what, I am so thankful I'm back here today, and Jim had to run an errand this morning. He said, "Are you afraid of hackers?" I'm like, shut up. I do not want to go through that again. I'm telling you, awful. Hi, Ann. Thank you. I'm glad we survived him too. I tell you, it truly was a lesson in patience, because I am not a very patient person. Can you tell that? Anyhow, and poor Evan having to deal with his mama. We both had lessons in patience. So anyhow, it is nice to be back. John is on her way here to pick me up. We've got a little group to gather with in Cairo. So I see that you're listening as you drive here, Jonna. Don't watch me though, just listen. Don't watch. Keep your eyes on the road. So anyhow, I am ready to turn this over and get started here. All right. So today we're going to do a fun fold that I had no directions for. I just saw it. I saw somebody post it on a blog hop, and I went to the site and there were no directions of any kind. So I had to sit there and try to figure this out. And actually, I'm very proud of myself. I think I did figure it out. But before we do that, I want to tell you 3 things. Number 1, I'm going to write my notes as we go. Number 1, Christmas card class. Number 2, that is going to be happening next week on Tuesday the 15th in person, but it's also online. Make sure you sign up by Thursday the 10th of this week. I send out pictures and tutorials by email. The kits go out in the mail. They will go out that day too, because we are heading out of town the next day and I need to get them in the mail. So, Christmas card class is on the 15th in person. Sign-ups for both classes needs to be by Thursday the 10th, and they will mail out on the 15th. Okay? Number 2, paper shares. I have seen the holiday catalog online, and I am so excited. I love the catalog. Unfortunately, I've done too much shopping already on the new catalog as a demo, and it's all arriving today. So, I am offering a paper share. Paper shares have to be in before 9, and this is not right. This is 8. Sorry, I need to go up and fix that. Card class is 8:15, not the 9th. Paper shares have to be in by 9 of the 5th of September. There is 146 6x6 inch squares, and that is a $50. So that's 1/4 of every new paper in the catalog. There is also over 30 yards of ribbon, and it is $20. If you order that together, you get free gift card envelopes they have. Okay? And that is on my blog. I post it. You go online, you click on the link. It takes you directly to the sign up. You scroll to the bottom. It has name, address, phone number. Then you choose whether you want paper shares for $50, ribbon for $20, or the other option is both for $70. And then you have one more thing you have to choose. You have to decide, do you want to pick it up at my house and save shipping? Or do you need it mailed to you? At which point it costs $10 to get it all mailed to you. And you have to add that on. And as soon as you've made your choices, whether you're wanting the paper, the ribbon, or both, and whether or not we're mailing it, it will give you a final total, and the total will actually be a spot where you can enter your credit card or your PayPal and pay it directly to me, so we don't even have to deal with anything else. You can sign up right then and there. The last thing is new catalogs are ordered. They have not shipped as of this morning, but they are ordered. If you need one, let me know. Send me an address, send me a message. I will get it in the mail to you as soon as I get them, okay? All right, so let's go back to our card today. So this is our card, and I don't have a name for it. I don't know what the fun fold is. The person who had it said, I don't know, it's kind of like a Z fold, but they didn't have a name for it. And so I know Susan, I think it's Crutchfield, came out with one yesterday. I saw it, and it is a spring fold, and she has this popped up on a spring and something on the inside popped up on a spring. And that doesn't really get it because I'm not using spring. So anyhow, good morning, Chris. So this is how it opens. It opens and it lies flat so you can sign. And then it also will stand up like so. So the person, I wish I could show it to you how it stands, but it would stand like this. But it's a neat little fold. I think you're gonna like it, and I think I did pretty good with it, even though I did say so myself with coming up with the measurements. So let's get started because I know John is on her way to pick me up. So we're gonna start with crumb cake. Whoops, lost my light. We're gonna start with crumb cake. And it is 11 by 4 1/4. 11 by 4 1/4, and we gotta score it. And we're gonna score it at 5 1/2 in the middle. Then we're gonna bump it over, and we're gonna score it again in 1 inch. So I'm gonna come over to 4 1/2. And then I'm going to take the last one, which was 4 1/2, and I'm going to split that in half, and it will be 2 1/4. I will be posting a PDF tomorrow on my website, but there's my numbers. So I started at 5 1/2, and then I went backward, 4 1/2, and then 2 1/4. Okay? All right. Then I have to have another piece of paper for the front, and that is going to be, I have a little cheat sheet over here. That is 3 5/8 across, and it has to be 4 1/4 high. And then based on that, we have 3 1/2 by 4 1/8. And then 3 3/8 by 4. I love real red and I love crumb cake together. I think they're just a real pretty combination. I'm going to pull this forward a little bit. And then I needed the inside piece, and my inside piece needs to be 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then I needed a piece of white, and the white is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. And then I took this piece of DSP, and I went on ahead and I added it on here. It's 1 1/2 inches wide by 4, and it is on here so that I didn't have to bring my paper cutter out. I wanted to make sure that none of the white was showing. So usually when you're trying to do this, you end up with a little bit of the base underneath. So I already put it on so I could leave my paper cutter in my room and not have to carry it out right at this moment. Okay, so let's go on ahead and get started. We're going to take the card, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this white mat and we're going to glue it down to the red one. I don't know. There's just something I think of Real Red and crumb cake. It's just makes me think of cookies. I think it's always a great combination for like a gingerbread cookies or gingerbread house or something like that. Okay. And by the way, this piece right here is from the One Horse, One Sleigh. Same as this one. One Horse, One Sleigh with the trees. Okay. All right. I'm going to put that on the inside like so. And I want this brown piece here to be visible. So I'm going to put it to the far right. I want to make sure it's the one that I see, not the white. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to fold my card. And somewhere here on the island, here it is, I have a bone folder. But I don't see it, so I'll do just fine with the block. You know, Chris told me that if you don't have a bone folder, you use a block. And then I'm going to fold this back. And I'm going to fold it back again. And that's where most people get confused because they think it's going to Z, but it doesn't. Everything goes back. This one folds forward, back, back. Okay? Now I'm going to start with this little 1-inch piece right here, and I'm going to use tear and tape. Not going to use my adhesive. I want it to be really attached. And I'm going to go on so far as to even put 3 pieces. I'm going to put 1 right in the middle and 2 on the outside. And I'm going to have to get rid of those little tips. Okay. Rub those really good. So tomorrow night on our group page, Pam and I'm going to do an unboxing video with some of the new products. You can see all the papers that are coming. And Pam, we're hoping to do a project. I will do one. I told Pam I'll take care of it tomorrow, because her order hasn't come in yet, and mine's supposed to be here today. It's supposed to be Friday. So anyhow, all right, now that is how it works. It looks very odd because you are only seeing a section of white in the middle, but that's how it opens up, okay? All right, we're gonna stamp it here in a little bit. Let's just go on ahead and finish. So I'm going to take on this 1-inch strip here, I want another piece of DSP to show off to the side. I want this here. So I have taken a piece of Real Red, which is 7/8 by 4. And then I took a piece of the DSP, which is 3/4 by 4. And I'm going to go on ahead and label those or layer those together with adhesive. I can go on ahead and tell you, for those of you that are in town, we have got the date set for bingo. It will be September, I believe it's the 14th. It's the Thursday. I think it's September 14th. Okay. But I think that we were going to open up and do another one online too, for those of you that can't be with us. All right, now I'm going to put it right out here on this section. Like so. Okay. All right, next we're going to come to the piece here, which is 3 5/8 by 4 1/4. And I'm going to layer on a piece of Real Red, which is 3 1/2 by 4 1/8. Hey, Linda. Oh, how relaxing. You're watching me at the pool after you swam. I like that. And then I have this piece of DSP. And I love that little pattern in there. I've used it a couple of times. Let's go in here. And that one was 3 3/8, I think, by 4. But don't worry about the measurements because I will post a PDF tomorrow. Okay, so there's that. Next, I'm going to take this ribbon, and this ribbon is in the annual catalog. It's a combination of 2. It is 5 yards of this real red with a satin trim right along the outside edge. And then there's one that's called burlap, which, I don't know, they called it burlap. I think of it as crumb cake, but... And it's 1/2 inch. You know, guys, I'm not a big, if you follow me, you know I don't follow very well with 1/2 inch ribbon. I like smaller ribbons. But I guess you could layer this. Like so. Oh my gosh, that would almost be a best, wouldn't it? Well, let's just play for a second. Give me a second. Either this will work or it won't. Because this is going to be visible on the back, I do not want any adhesive in the back. So I'm going to put my adhesive in the front and I'm going to tie. Let's just see. This will be covered by the label. I know it doesn't look even, but when you put that on there, I think it is. Close enough for me. I can live with that. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to wrap this one around and I'm going to tie it. And I may not like this. Who knows? I may be cutting it all off. And I'm going to tie in a knot. And I want to get my knot over a little farther than I did yesterday. So I had it in my head, this was the card I was going to do, but I wasn't sure about the measurements. So I went and I pulled a piece of cardstock. I'm like, okay, what color do I not use? Well, you know, I am not an orange person when it comes to cardstock. I don't use it much. Pam loves it. I don't hardly touch it. So, all right. Now I'm going to take and put my adhesive, and I think I'm going to use tear and tape again. I want this. You like using both ribbons? I had never done that before, but I think by the time I put the label on it, I think that will cover up just fine, and that'll look pretty. Don't you think? So, all right, I'm going to put tear and tape. I just find tear and tape is a stronger adhesive, and there are times when you want it to be as held together as strong as possible. The other thing about putting it here is that I'm not putting it on the back of the ribboned piece and then getting my adhesive too far over and it would be sticking out over here. Good, Anne. I'm glad you think it looks nice too. So I think we're all in alignment. We're all agreeing. Chris, Linda, Anne, me. Jonna, don't talk, don't look because you're driving. All right, now I want to put this so that this edge falls directly next to this edge. So I'm gonna just kind of in my head, in my hand here, I'm gonna line it up. And I'm gonna stick down. Okay? So there's that front panel that we were able to make it stand up. Now let's look at the stamping part of it. So I went with a card or a stamp set that's in the catalog called So Very Merry. So Very Merry is on the online exclusives, and it's got a stained glass look to it. So you could put it on vellum and really get a pretty look behind it, especially if you had something that had a light behind it. Wouldn't it be pretty to see the angel with a light shining through it? The other one, I did another one, and this one's going to be in our card class itself next week on the 15th. This is one of the cards we're doing, and I love the little gingerbread. So that's the card we're doing. I went with a Nested Essentials group of labels, and I'm going to start with crumb cake. And we're going to start with the greeting, "'Tis the season. 'Tis the season to be jolly." Okay. And then we have a little one that has a look of leaves on it, like you could color in the leaves. And I'm just going to use it for an accent piece down here below. And I'm just going to rotate it in my hand so that I'm getting just basically the leaves and not the stem. Okay. And while we're at it, we're going to go on ahead and go to the inside of the card. And we're going to stamp that same image again. Good morning, Doris. Nice to have you with us today. I like that little leaf with the little berries. And then there's one in the stamp set called Peace and Joy. And I'm not sure yet about this because it's on a curve, but it's kind of tricky because Joy has those longer tails for the J and the Y, and to me it almost looks off kiltered, but it's okay. I did all right on that out there. Okay. Oh, good job. Grandson is there with you. We get our grandson on Thursday and Friday. Nana's going to be worn out slick. Little boy decided he wanted to start crawling this week, which is awesome. Except, why are you doing this on the week when Nana's and Papa's going to have to chase you? And I have a happy holidays. Okay. We're going to take this. We're not too far from being done. I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals. You know, I'm going to be real truthful. I did not make gingerbread houses with my kids. That was not my thing. Not at all. Now, I would take them someplace and they could make one there, but I'm not good at that. Number one, it's baking, cooking. And number two, to ice the, oh, no, thank you. So Megan and the girls do it, and I'm so thankful she does that, but not my thing. All right, so 'tis the season, and I want to make sure that I center it there and make sure that I've got the tape that I put down covered. Okay. Then I went on ahead to save time. I went on ahead and colored. I used the real red. You can see where it's lighter. Those are real red light. The door is real red dark. The candy cane is real red dark. The crumb cakes, I use the light and the dark to get the variation. And I just literally there was no rhyme or reason to the stucco on the roof. I just wanted to break it up so it looked like all those little flat candy mints. Okay? So I'm going to pop him up on dimensional. And we are not too far from being done. Pool boy took off this morning to run an errand. And he'll be back in about 30 minutes. There's that. So there is the card. And the other thing we have left are the little white, they have white, gold, and copper snowflakes. And I'm going to use the gold ones. These are also an online exclusive. They're multiple sizes. There's 3, I guess, 3 or 4 different sizes. I'm just gonna put a few on here. And there's my card, guys. There is my card. Don't have a clue what to call this fun fold at all. Somebody wants to name it for me, you can. I have no idea what it is, but this is my card and it stands up. You can open it. It's nice and it lies flat so you can sign it. It fits in a regular size envelope, and that's how it stands up. So, wish I could show you a better picture of what it looked like standing up, but oh well, there it is. So, don't forget, we got 3 things we wrote about today. Christmas card class number 2 sign up ends on this Thursday. If you want to take part in it, it will go in the mail on the 15th. Those of you coming to the church, we will see you next Tuesday on the 15th at the church. Paper shares, we opened up from the new holiday catalog. I think we have some wonderful papers coming. Wonderful. So, opportunity to purchase a 1/4 of every package, 146 6x6 pieces of paper, $50. That gives you a good variety, gives you 1/4 of every piece of paper in the catalog, in the new mini catalog coming. 30 yards of ribbon is $20. You can do both of them and get a free gift. Then also, if you are need a new catalog, if you need a new one, and if you don't have any connection to a demonstrator, let me know. I will get them in the mail. People who are in my classes in person, I'll get them to you as fast as they come in. So, Christmas cards, paper shares, catalog. Oh, and paper shares, you go to my blog, lolarisk.com. There's a link for paper shares. You'll see it in one of the blog posts. Takes you directly there. You can sign up your name, your address, and then you sign up right there on the form. It fills out the amount. Come down. There's actually a link for credit card or for PayPal, and you hit pay, and it's done. So it's a great way to get an opportunity to see all the papers, to find out what you really like. Then go back and order the ones you really, really love. So anyhow, there it is, girls. There's my card. Whoops, that was yesterday's. This is today's because it had 4. That is it. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.